I'll just get started real quick. I know we're all short on time, and as you know, from time to time we'll take some questions for the record and elsewhere. And today's one of those days. And obviously, I'm not sure we could be any more pleased with how the chase is unfolding, and frankly, how the season has unfolded with the level of competition, the closeness in the chase, some of the moves that we made, the wild card being one, and streamlining and simplifying the point system being another, to make it easier for people to understand, how you qualify, and of course add some additional drama. It's done all of that, and when you look back, those were at the time viewed as small moves that we made, but they're actually having a really big impact, and that's terrific. I think it's still very wide open. Our hope always is that we come down to the finale in South Florida at Homestead and have as many drivers really in the thick of it as possible. That's the goal. That's what we hope. And we'll see, and we'll also see if Jimmy Johnson can continue to make history as well, winning 6 in a row. But with that, I'll be happy to take a few questions if you'd like.
Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, Brian, Randy Kovitz, Kansas City Star.
Yep.
Just 2 local questions. Since the last time you were here, we got a soccer stadium, the casino. Just your thoughts on the property, and I'm sure you weren't here Friday night, but we had our first night race, which went pretty well for our guys. Just wondering if you envision in maybe 2013, when the schedule gets back to normal, if we'll see some night racing trucks or nationwide or even Cup here.
Well, I'm sure that'll be a consideration, a fan favorite typically. You got weather concerns, and this being a particularly warm October, I'm told, so maybe not indicative of how it usually is. But look, this whole facility and the surrounding developments are impressive. It's impressive as any place that we go, and how fast they're coming online. And I'm going to take a tour of the casino here after the drivers' meeting, and the soccer stadium is beautiful. It's very additive to the to the complex here. So and they continue to take good care of their fans, and it's nice to see this track now hosting 2 events, 2 Cup events, and doing a great job with it.
Lee?
Yeah.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. There's been a lot of talk about with the companion series nationwide and trucks returning to the roots, going to Rockingham. Is there an interest in, looking at the cost of travel and things of that nature, of kind of returning to the roots of NASCAR for some of the companion events in the future?
Well, I think I think that's probably true to some level. And we've been doing that. I mean, you think about Iowa, and you think about other places that that can't host a Cup race, but they're able to host a truck or nationwide, and we've been able to use that series to do that. And so I think Rockingham is interesting. With all that heritage, so we'll have to see how that all plays out. And there's, a new facility on the horizon, if you believe what is being written about, which is down in Texas with a big road course. We have some road racing product that, might be possible too. So, we'll take a look at that for sure.
Oh, go ahead, Bob.
Bob Hocker, Scene Daily. Obviously, we're near the home of Sprint. They've got 2 years left on the deal. They've had some kind of good days and bad days. Where do you see that relationship? Have you started renegotiating the series sponsorship?
Well, the relationship's very good. It's a program that's worked extremely well for them. They would, I think, tell you that. And we're in the time when we're having those kind of discussions about extending the relationship, and my hope is that we will. That's always a goal when we have a really good incumbent sponsor who's done such a good job. You obviously want to extend the relationship if you can.
Question up top.
Brian Sean McDowell, Metro Sports Kansas City. Can you talk about not only this Speedway, but the repaving project that is about to begin here? Your thoughts on the surface and the project that lies ahead?
Well, I know that they're learning so much with the repaving efforts that have gone on, and going back to Homestead a few years ago, certainly Talladega, Phoenix recently. So I know, with compound banking and other things, when Daytona being a recent example. But so when they do pave a track, and it's obviously in that time period where it will happen. They really want to improve the racing. I know that's the engineering of that, the kind of asphalt that they lay down, and even sometimes changing the configuration a little bit as they did in Phoenix, all designed building on what they know, which will be more side-by-side racing, which is what we're all about. So that'll be the goal, I'm sure, when the track gets down into to doing just that.
Over to Reed Spencer here in the green.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. Brian, you've had some good news as far as TV ratings go early in the chase. Any data yet as to what demographics the increases are coming from in particular, and what's your gut feeling in terms of why there seems to be a heightened level of interest this year?
The increase is primarily coming, frankly, right where we would really want it to be, which is the younger demo, up, I think, 20-something%. Has consistently been up 20-something%. I think in major sports today, and you're going to see this in the various playoffs and championships that'll be decided in all kinds of sports, it gets down to, storylines and matchups. Is that last, 10%, 15%, whatever it's going to be. And when you have more of that, good storylines and great racing in our case, you should do better, and we are doing better. So, we just got to keep building on that and hope that the racing and the storylines continue to do what they have done.
Lewis, Frank Reuters. Brian, you've seen a lot of races this year that have come down to fuel mileage races, and I was wondering if NASCAR is considering any competition changes going into 2012 to kind of, put more emphasis on the side-by-side racing rather than who's not going to run out of fuel?
Well, that's part of the strategy. It's part of the game, and it's part of the racing. And we're not going to be trying to over-regulate that. It's cyclical, too. There's going to be times where it tends to be more of that for whatever the reason, the way races play out. And then there'll be times when there are cautions, like there was yesterday in the Nationwide, where the cautions happen late in the race and bunches everybody up, and people will always say, well, you don't like too much of that either, do you? Of course, we like it all. We like to see all the strategies and scenarios play out.